In the heart of Tsavo National Park in Kenya, the sun was setting, bathing the savanna in golden light. The small veterinary station near the village went about its usual business, bandaging goats, giving injections to dogs, and locals chatting about the weather and the harvest. But that evening, everything changed. A shadow appeared in the doorway, and a murmur of surprise ran through the crowd. A limping leopard, its fur matted with dirt and blood, cautiously entered. Its amber eyes, full of strength and pain, carefully examined the room. The people froze, unable to tear their gaze from the wild animal that had come for help. The village elder Mwai quietly muttered, "This is a sign. He trusted us." Among them stood Keanu, a 24-year-old veterinarian who had arrived from Nairobi only a month earlier. His heart was pounding like a drum, but he couldn't let fear get the better of him. This was his first serious challenge. Calmly but firmly, he asked the villagers to step back, giving them some space. The leopard, breathing heavily, sank into a corner, leaving a trail of blood behind it. Keanu noticed a deep wound on the paw, the mark of a fight with a hyena, judging by the jagged edges. He remembered local hunters' tales of hyenas attacking in packs, and realized the leopard had survived the unequal struggle. This wasn't just a patient, this was his chance to prove he belonged. Moving slowly so as not to frighten the animal, Keanu spoke to it in a soft voice, as he had calmed frightened dogs in his first practice. The leopard twitched its ears warily, but did not growl. Keanu felt the tension in the room ease slightly. From a safe distance, he administered a tranquilizer, and soon the animal's breathing became more even, and it sank into a light sleep. Together with his assistant Mumbi, who watched his every movement with wide eyes, Keanu carefully carried the leopard into a clean treatment room. His eyes glowed with a mixture of fear and determination, and his hands, despite a slight tremor, moved confidently. In the treatment room, Keanu carefully examined the wound, deep, with signs of infection but treatable. He rinsed the hashish, feeling his heart pounding in his chest, but gaining confidence with each movement. He carefully stitched the wound, administered antibiotics and painkillers, explaining each step to Mumbi, who recorded the process in the station log. Mumbi, usually brisk, remained silent, amazed at how her new boss was handling such an unusual patient. Sweat beaded on Keanu's forehead, but he didn't stop. The locals watching through the window whispered among themselves, admiring his courage and skill. One of them, an old shepherd, said, "This guy is like a warrior, only with medicine instead of a spear." The days passed, and the leopard, whom Keanu named Asima, brave in Swahili, began to recover. Every morning, Keanu checked the stitches and changed the bandages, and Asima, as if conscious of his assistance, looked at the veterinarian with surprising calm. Occasionally, the leopard growled softly, but it wasn't a threatening sound, more a sign of trust. Keanu, who had recently doubted whether he was ready for such work, felt his confidence grow. He was no longer a novice, afraid of making a mistake. He had become a veterinarian, capable of saving the life of even a wild predator. Mumbi, noticing his progress, said one evening, "You came here as a boy, and now it's as if you've been treating leopards your whole life." During these days, Keanu also learned stories from local residents about the Tsavo leopards, proud and elusive creatures that rarely show themselves to people. One of the elders said that a leopard coming for help is a rarity, almost a miracle. This inspired Keanu even more. He began keeping a detailed diary about Asima's treatment, hoping that his notes would help other veterinarians in the future. 3 weeks later, Asima was ready to return to the savannah. That day, villagers gathered at the station to see the leopard off. Children, usually noisy, stood quietly, holding hands with their parents. Keanu opened the door of the enclosure, and Asima, stepping gracefully, stepped out into the wild. His paw was no longer lame, and his fur once again glistened in the sun. At the edge of the savannah, he stopped and turned around, his gaze meeting Keanu's for a moment. As if in gratitude, the leopard let out a low roar and disappeared into the tall grass. The crowd burst into applause, and Keanu, smiling, felt a warmth in his chest. He realized this was only the beginning of his journey. That evening, sitting by the fire, he felt for the first time a part of Tsavo, a man accepted not only by the people, but by the savannah itself. Friends, thank you for taking the time to read this story. If it touched your heart, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel to support us. See you in future wildlife stories.